What's happening? What's good? It's the Erica Jones, and I am here with my bestie, my trusty sidekick, Miss Nicole Celine Sanders. And today is going to be a serious show. We're going to be talking about something that has plagued Nicole's life for the past 4 or 5 years. And that is, I'll just let her tell y'all.
Okay. I always say when we do our shows that one day I'll tell you the real story of how I was diagnosed with kidney failure. So I've always been a person that has been health conscious because I knew I was predisposed to some ailments because of my mother and my father. So, a lot of people believe, especially in the African American community, because you're predisposed to it, that you automatically got to get it. Always worked out, always watched what I ate. I kickboxed 5 days a week. Body was together. Go to get a regular physical, and my doctor tells me that my kidney numbers are high. So I don't think much of it. I'm like, okay. So it's just like, I'm going to send you to a specialist, a kidney doctor. So I go to my kidney doctor, and your kidney numbers starts off at 0. So at that time, I think I had made it to a 2 point something, which I didn't think was a big deal. So when I go see my nephrologist, he's like, at that time I was 40, mid 40s. And the Lord blessed me to get with a nephrologist who was basically, we are in the same age bracket. We same age. And he said that technically, according to my numbers, that I probably should start on dialysis, which was very disturbing to me because I'd worked hospice for almost about 12 years. So I know what a lot of the medical terminology means. So he makes the decision that he does not want to put me on dialysis, that he is going to look up something else. So he called one of the well-known doctors in the world, nephrologist, who was a good friend of his, gave him my workup and what was going on with me and what he wanted to do. And the doctor said the idea that he came up with was a good idea. So what he did was he put me in the hospital for 5 days, put me on very high dosages of steroids. And it brought my numbers down to like a 1. Dr. Lussey is his name. He was very satisfied. So when I had to go do my checkup in the office, Dr. Lussey was busy, so of course they put you with the nurse practitioners. And the nurse practitioner, he was a cocky kind of 30-something-year-old doctor. And he was like, yeah, you did good. You did good with the steroid treatments. Make sure you stay on the steroids that we have you on it. But you're going to end up on dialysis. And I said, why? Why would you? Well, I said, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah, you're going to end up on dialysis. I do well for 2 years, working out, taking my steroids. Most people use the excuse of gaining weight because they're on high dosages of steroids. I maintained myself the whole time, but I knew something was up because I could not make it through my kickboxing classes. And, of course, that was the furthest thing from my mind because I knew what the nurse practitioner had told me. So I go back to my primary care physician, and I knew something was up because the same day she called. That's abnormal for blood work. She's like, you got to come in. So I go in, and she's like, you got to go to your nephrologist. Your numbers are back up again. So at that time, Dr. Lussey scheduled a biopsy. And they found out that I have, what is it? IgA neuropathy.
Mm-hmm.
It's when your kidneys produce too much
creatinine.
creatinine. And a biopsy is something I don't want any of you all to experience, because you're awake with everything that they're doing with your body. So he does that, and then he calls me into his office, and I go to his Gonzales location.
Mm-hmm.
Erica was with me. And, Dr. Lussey is that type of guy, Hey, love, how you doing? How things been going? He comes in, he says, hey, sweetheart. Okay, hey, Dr. Lussey. Dialysis. And when I tell you, my heart went down to my feet. I didn't want to hear it. There were many reasons why I didn't want it. To hear the dialysis. I know what dialysis does to your physical appearance, to your color. My eyes are dimly, have a reddish tinge all the time. I knew. So I am a very, I care about my physical appearance. So I came out and I told Erica when I got in the car, he said dialysis. And she was just kind of, did you say anything?
Mm.
And she was like, you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Then I called my mother. I said, he says dialysis. Oh, I don't believe that. That you don't believe that, do you? I said, well, Mommy, according to my numbers, it's dialysis. You believe it? And I respect her faith. I respect. So, you know how you get diagnosis that you have to let seep in your head? Because you're like, why me? Why? Anything else but this. I decide not to do dialysis because I know my will is strong enough. So I'm like, I'm going to fight through this. Beginning of 2018, we're at that point at this point. And I started trying to do a career change into teaching. And that was short-lived. Let me just leave it like that, because I was going to end up strangling one of those kids. So, but in the process, it got to a point where I was so sick, I could not drive. And I came to Erica and I said, I know this was going to put extra work on her. I tried to do it as long as I could. I said, Erica, I can't drive no more. And she said, that's fine. I'll drop you off and I'll pick you up. And faithfully, she did. There were days that I would get up in the morning, because that's poisons and toxins.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just going through your body, and you don't have any, your system is not now, can't filter it out. I got small for my body frame. I was like 192 pounds. I was fine though. Let me say it like that. But that was small for me. I would come in on almost all fours. The Lord would give me strength though. I'd have to say it, to teach, break fights up, all the above during my time, the daily teaching. By the time I'd make it home, I'd gotten to the point I wasn't eating. Erica would cook for me, stop and get whatever I wanted to eat. All I could do is just look at the food. So finally, my family didn't know. She was the only one that knew. Now, they knew they had said dialysis, but the last word that they got was I wasn't doing it. So they thought I was fine. I'd go do praise and worship on Sunday morning, direct the choir on Sunday morning, did all of that, and would come straight home and get in the bed. So finally, May 2018, I went to the doctor. I was so sick. I'm not lying to y'all. I was sick. But you know how you dress yourself up to make yourself feel better? So I put my Stuart Wiseman mules on, a pair that she had bought me, put on my leggings, put on this nice top, make an appointment with my nephrologist. And the nurse practitioner comes in and she's like, This normally doesn't take this long for blood work. She said something's not right. She went back out the door. And in the meantime, oh, you look so cute. Where did you get those shoes from? Blah, blah, blah. She goes out. She comes back in. She says, Miss Sanders, I don't see how you're walking. And I was like, what is it? She said, your creatinine is a 31. So she brings in another nurse, a doctor. And he said, you have to go to the hospital immediately. And I had to do my 5th grade graduation. So I asked them, please, would you just allow me to make it to do my 5th grade graduation with my students, because they will be so disappointed. And I promise you, set it up at the hospital and I'll be there on such and such day. That's what I did. I did my 5th grade graduation. Students, sick as a dog. Packed my bag, went to the hospital, and that's when the real journey started for me. And I'll leave it at that point. Is that enough?
I think that's a great start. I think that this is going to help.
And by the way, I'm going to reiterate in this. It's going to be a part 2. I am positive. Positive. If anyone would like to do a kidney.
She's O positive.
I'm
blood
O positive.
type is O positive. And I think this is going to help somebody who is probably just being diagnosed, or that has been diagnosed and has been dealing with this, and is going through possible depression, or feeling down on their luck. When you guys hear this story of all the things that Nicole has overcame throughout this whole process, surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery, and I'm not just like exaggerating.
They stopped counting. My sister stopped counting.
So many surgeries, I can't even remember how many. So many hospital visits and infections and all kind of stuff that would have possibly taken somebody out. Because I know a guy who was close with my mom, her best friend's brother. He passed from an infection. So it is common. But I feel like God has way more for Nicole to do. I feel like her kidney is going to come soon. And this is just part 1. So y'all stay tuned. It'll probably be about probably 3 parts to it, because it's a lot. So again, we were just here to introduce what Nicole has been going through in her body and what she's been having to deal with. But she has been strong. She has kept the faith, and that's how you got to be. You got to be positive. A lot of things people get throughout life.
And people dying beside you.
Yeah.
Here recently, 30-some-year-old, she on dialysis, got a young child, dead. But people can take for granted when people say they're on dialysis. Oh, they go to dialysis Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They go to dialysis Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Y'all don't know what it really is. But I'll proceed forth on the next part.
So again, I am the Erica Jones. This is Miss Nicole Sanders. And y'all stay tuned. Really, 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 really stay tuned and watch this. Don't just look at it and be like, oh, they just talking about da-da-da-da. No. Like, really, like, listen and take it in. And if you know anybody that wants to give her a kidney, we will take it. I don't care where you live. You can live in Arizona, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. We don't care. We will come over there. But it's extensive testing that has to happen first.
Almost a year long.
We'll talk about that.
If somebody come along, he gonna make that process easy.
Yep. So we'll be back. But y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good one. And until next time, I'm the Erica Jones. This is Nicole Sanders, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.